Oh no.
Cookie.
So I'm gonna guess this will be their attempt to get into the memories without Themis this time.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Y'all tell us.
Yeah, that was the original plan.
Okay.
Okay. Because
I was
Aaron's
just double
just here
checking
like.
because when we were at Vix, Themis was like, "I'll go through with it if I have to." I didn't know this was him just deciding to insert himself into doing this, just like get it over with, or we just like let us try to do it without you here first.
Yeah, no, this doesn't involve Themis.
Okay, now that everyone is here, gather around, so I don't have to make. Let me deafen in Discord. I forgot we're in Abyss.
That scared the fuck
There
out
we
of
go.
me.
Same.
So,
Okay. First, who is gathering the characters? It's between you two,
Probably
Ouija and
Ouija.
Julius. Ouija. Okay, Ouija is gathering the characters. Okay.
yeah,
Is this?
as far as I'm concerned, he would have asked Julius if he's free for them to go and do this, and then I'm gonna guess that he said come to here.
Yeah,
Just
because
gotten Aaron and came here.
yeah, he made sure that there's like shrines within like a 5-mile radius of this place, so that way nobody
I'm
can.
sorry. What?
Anti-scrying.
Anti-scrying. Okay.
Words.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought you just were saying there is scrying, so anything within a 5-mile he sees.
Anti-scrying.
Okay. So that covers that. Are you live yet, Zexel?
Yes.
Okay. I have not done any rolls for players being able to get into the memories yet, but this is for your stream. This is for VODs and for anyone that may be watching live. Okay? If the rolls are successful and the players are able to unlock the memories, the following content warnings will apply for this scene and for this stream. Okay? I want to make this very clear. Yeah, so big flashing content warning, trigger warning. Beware. Woo, scary. Yes. Anyways, they are as follows: blackmail for sexual favors, sexual assault, gore/torture, dismemberment, abuse, and these will include physical, emotional, sexual, and mental. That is the end of the list. If any of these are hard to watch or like listen to, I mean, because they will not be shown. Nothing is going to be shown, but it is going to be detailed. Everything except the sexual stuff will be detailed. So if that is hard to listen to, this is not the stream or VOD for you. Go watch anime. I don't fucking know. Go watch it different. No. Go watch a different VOD. Go watch Zexel beat people up in GTA. Cool. Alright, there. Wanted to get that out of the way for the stream. Yeah, okay. I am ready when you guys are.
Okay. Alright, Hades, you need to go off. Alrighty. Again, the content warnings are very dark, as Kai the DMs has said in chat. Those who are watching live or watching the VOD. We're going, if the rolls are successful, obviously.
Because there's this. There we go. I'm changing this because there's a stupid black bar in my mirror from the ghost.
I see. Anyway, if the rolls are successful, things are going to get dark. as Kai has stated not too long ago. Anyway, enjoy the stream or the VOD, depending on what you're watching, because mostly people just watch the VOD. I know my people, my community, at least, as small as it is. Anyway, I'm stalling too much. Cards are up in 3, 2, 1. Make sure there was empty screen here. I should be arriving any moment now. There's one. Where's the other? There he is.
Speaking of,
I made sure I brought Isaiah along. He's in this red sphere over here.
gotcha.
Alright.
Heading to the hamster ball again. Good to know.
I may not have a physical body right now, but I can still hear you. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. If any, that we can peer into. Alrighty. I'm
Still
just...
close the door, but I don't think I can. Oh, I was using the wrong door. I see.
We'll just go downstairs. I mean, the drones are watching Dolly upstairs. And here. Should be this corner. Never mind.
Interesting choice of art.
Don't mention that one. Here we go.
Don't talk shit. You never know. Maybe Levin made it for you.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
something.
He pulls out the orange orb, puts it on the screen, and we shall now see if we are able. Thank you, Isaiah. Alrighty. We're going to pull up the locked memories. And go. How many were there again, Kai? 6 of them?
Let me double check my notes real quick. Yes, 6.
Alright, 6 locked memories. And I will pull this down, because I've been holding on to this. You will see a case of a reversed engineered war affinity. Since the opposite of war is peace. Thought it might be a little easier, since Artemis was the progenitor of my affinity, so it might give us a little bit of a leeway. Alright. Any questions before we begin?
Nope.
Luigi?
Mine.
Isaiah? Okay, I'll just say this right now. Given what we heard from Aqua and what Thresha told him, I'm assuming we're going to see a darker side of Themis anyway. Probably like real scumbag.
I'd
That's
probably
all.
see a darker side of them both if I had to take a guess.
More than likely. Anyway, Julius, begin and try to lockpick these memories. All right, and away we go.
Alrighty, Julius, how exactly are you going about this? In front of you is, if I were to try and describe how they would look visually, I suppose dead bolted like 5 times over is what these memories look like to you.
So with the piece, it might make it a little easier. Don't know.
How
Well,
was that reverse engineered? This is my first time hearing about it.
How normally? Because I know we talked about reverse engineering the affinities in
Mhm.
Ignition. Julius
Let's
researched.
go ahead, sorry.
Julius went ahead and went and tried. Went and did his research with the help of Dahlia, I think, helped him out with this. And
Yes.
did
I was gonna say, quick question. Didn't Artemis give them a book? He gave one to
yeah, he gave him the book.
Julius and Bree to help with reverse engineering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Small thing.
So
This
he's
is
gonna.
just the first that I'm hearing about it, like actually being set in motion. I know it got talked about and research got
Ah.
done. I mean, it's fine if it did. I just need to know how it got done. What was the process?
The process that Themis gave him.
So the book, there wasn't like step by step instructions on the book. It was just like talking about what each power like contains and how you would go about reverse engineering that is like changing the guess how do I word this, the makeup of it. So there's different ways that you could change the like makeup of the powers. So I just need to know like what specific process you did.
Can you name the processes? Never mind. I'll just retcon it.
It's okay.
He did do his research.
Yeah, no, you did do research. You are correct. You did do research. So I will give you advantage on that. You're lucky you got an 18 for the piece thingy. Alright, so because these memories are so intricately locked, you will only be able to do them one at a time. You will not be able to do them in bulk, otherwise you risk fracturing the memories entirely.
Alright.
You can do them in bulk, just know that that is a risk.
Alright then, one at a time it is.
One at a time, okay.
Alright then. Let's do this one at a time. Let's start off with the beginning at the earliest date.
Alrighty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls for 5 deadbolts. Alright, for the first deadbolt, you have gotten a 17 with 7, so just a 17. You are able to get through the first deadbolt, although you do struggle a bit to get through the first deadbolt on the first memory. The second deadbolt, you got a nat 20. Lucky bastard. You get through that effortlessly.
That's one. That's
Third
2.
deadbolt, get a 6 with, what's your advantage? Another 6. Alright, that one is it, it's stubborn. It hates you. That one stays. It's like rusted on.
Okay.
The fourth deadbolt, you got a 10 with 11. All right, so 11. That one also will stay, but it's a bit looser at the very least. Another try might be able to make it come off. Not sure, but that one is at least loose. Alright. Next one got, what is that? 15 with 14, so just 15. Alright. Fourth deadbolt. Fourth?
Fifth.
Last.
Oh, okay. The last deadbolt. My bad. The last deadbolt comes off again. You struggle. You struggle a bit more than you did for the first one, but it eventually comes off. There are only 2 deadbolts on this memory now, and you can see pieces of the thumbnail. Hold on. You can see pieces of the thumbnail poking out, and it looks like, one second, let me check my notes for the first memory. It looks like someone in a chair, and you can see some faint blood. You cannot tell where it's coming from, though. Yes?
Seeing the 2 locked deadbolts, mainly the one that's slightly less, quote-unquote, rusty, but both of them, Aaron, when Julius struggles with them, will, try to, tap into Bree's death affinity, and essentially use the death affinity with how he knows that it works, and try to remove the rust like you would when you spray, oh fuck, what's the stuff called?
DW40?
I can't think of the rust remove shit, yeah.
Okay.
To
First
try and
off,
target the rust.
are these memories even visible to the other 2 players?
Yes,
That's a
it is.
good question.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then you would also see that thumbnail poking out.
Gotcha.
Alright. I will roll for you in your attempt to help. You got a nat 1. You ain't doing shit.
Is that for both or just one? Because he's doing it with both locks.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'll wait.
What?
He's doing it with both locks. Is that for both locks or is that just for one?
Okay. That was just for 1, and the other one is a 10. You got, like, a portion of the rust off. I would say the one that was loose is the one that you were able to get more of the rust off, so that one is pretty loose.
Gotcha.
Again, another good yank will probably get it loose. Yes?
Well, I didn't know you could see the thing. He would also try to help when Julius gets stuck,
Okay.
but with his... I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, that wasn't you. That was me. I clicked a thing that I wasn't supposed to click.
Oh,
Good job.
There we go.
but with the experience that he had with a Buttercup adventure, her memories got fucked. Seeing the way that it is, he would more or less attempt to kind of scrape off the rust or erode parts of the deadbolt. Like, deadbolts have hinges. He's gonna try and look for the weak spots in it and see if he can kind of erode it away to make it easier for Julius to pull it off or break it.
Gotcha. Let me roll. 9 and a 16. Okay, so for the first one, the one that seems really stuck on there, you erode a little, but it's not gonna help much. For the second one, with the 16, you are able to completely free it, and now that deadbolt is gone. There's only 1 deadbolt left on this memory. And now you will
Yay.
be able to see Themis's hand in view, gripping the person's hair that is in this chair.
Gotcha.
True.
Also,
Alright.
I will let you guys know we are not gonna roll for all the deadbolts for all the
Yeah,
different
no.
memories. That would be
No,
too
I
much.
figured you wouldn't. Yeah, I figured you wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
This is gonna set the precedent for all the memories. So,
Gotcha.
one deadbolt left. That is extremely stuck on.
Okay, that's one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this last one, this third one's really on there, and oh boy, that doesn't look good. Anyway.
What I can do on that one, I tried to use Breeze Affinity to try and target the memory rust or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Not much I can do on that last one. That bastard's on there.
I'd say.
Alright, try. Let's get this off of here since it's the last one here.
God, that's chilly.
A 6 and a 5 is stuck real good.
Okay. Okay.
Oh. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Alright.
Every deadbolt has its screws that keep it in place, keep the bracket in place.
Yeah,
What if we try and
so
target
that's
those
what I'd say,
screws?
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Damn.
I was going to say maybe if the two of us try and target the weak spot at the same time while Julius does his magic to get it off, maybe we can increase our chances.
Could try and do that.
I can say one thing, if the look of that sets what we're going to be looking at for the rest of these, it's definitely not going to be good.
Like I said, real scumbag type of shit that we're going off of.
Oh, we know how dark
Okay,
things
I'm
could have
back.
gotten. Welcome
Alright.
back.
Alrighty.
Just so you're aware, DM, Ouija and Aaron were brainstorming and they were talking about targeting the weak points at the same time. Whereas before he was targeting the weak points, Aaron was targeting the rust on the deadbolt. Ouija brought up both of them targeting it at the same time.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll roll accordingly.
Alright.
Alrighty.
1, 2, 3.
Who would like to go first?
I guess go clockwise?
Alright, so Ouija with an 8. You,
Yeah.
hey, don't blame me. Blame Wolf.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It was either that or not one, my guy. Anyways, with an
Damn.
8, you're not able to really do a whole lot. You, again, erode a tiny portion, but it's like putting a drop of water in the ocean is not doing pretty much anything. Aaron. Hi. With a 15, you were able to do more on this one than you were the other one. You're able to get rid of some of the rust and loosen it a bit. I'll roll again for Julius. Alright, Julius.
This,
With a 16, you're fed up with this fucking deadbolt. And you will probably end up reeling back from the force of which you pull it. You know how you yank something really hard and it slips out? And you're not. Yeah, the momentum's gonna send you flying back a bit.
That hurt.
Yes, you're all right.
I'm good. That's rough.
You want me to go get some ice?
I'm good.
The full picture is now in view of the thumbnail. It is a person with brown hair and a black eye from where they got punched. Their mouth is bleeding. There is blood on the walls and the floor. And Themis is gripping their hair to make them look up at him.
All right. First door is open. Ready yourselves, gentlemen, because we're not going to see a
Give
pretty.
me 1 moment.
Okay. Yes, darling, I'm okay. Just go back to sleep.
Honestly, if you didn't have that eye patch on, that would have taken out your eye.
I mean, the healing factor should. I mean, I have you to heal me.
Fair. I'm going back to sleep. Good night.
Good night, darling.
Alright,
Wait, hold on. Give me a
I'm gonna
second.
now check your
I think you
check your
do
damn
something
stuff.
with sleep apnea.
Yeah, I'm looking. To answer your question for how often it failed, no.
Okay.
Might hear. Oh, you wouldn't hear any ticking. Huh, well, hold on.
I assume him channeling the mana is one cold.
Oh, yeah.
So. But I wanted to make sure there
Let's
was
see
no.
what the dice gods say. Oh. Never mind, you do hear a very, very faint ticking. It'll go away in a few minutes.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
Well, let's just stay on for a moment then.
All right. Ready yourselves, gentlemen.
Okay.
He will play the memory.
As soon as you press play, Themis takes the person's hair that he is holding and slams them down on his knee, essentially breaking their nose as they yell out in agony. Themis will then grip their head again, making them look up, and he asks, hold on. Fucking. Why are my notes loading? 1 moment. Google Docky not wanting to worky.
Technical difficulty shot.
Don't mind Aaron over here.
What the fuck?
Having
Just a
his version of
his
tinnitus
finger
going
is just
on.
his finger is just a fucking metronome right now.
And after he slams the person's head down, he'll say, How did this happen? Just tell me what you know." The person will look up at Themis and spit on him, spitting blood in his face. He will close his eyes so you won't see anything. You will hear him sigh, but it's an angry, like irritated sigh. You'll hear a snap of fingers, and you will hear bones crunching and crushing. You will hear sizzling like acid, and the screams are going to reverberate off the walls. You saw that it was an enclosed space, so it is just echoing around him. And you can hear footsteps going away. Like someone, was in front of him and is now walking away. His eyes are still closed as you hear him walking, and he starts wiping his face and his vision starts to clear. He's walking down a hallway and he passes that same mirror from before. He does take a look at it, and you will see some burnt wings on his back. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys what his wings looked like before.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You will see that again in the mirror, but this time he is ragged. His shirt has been like what's the word? Ripped, and he has blood almost caked like all over him. He has red hair, and he has red and gold clothing, very reminiscent of the War Affinity. He'll take a deep breath and sort of calm down, and he closes his eyes again. And when he opens them, he is not the same. He has black hair now. His eyes are green. It is very clearly the disease affinity taking hold. And he will look back down the hallway, and with his enhanced hearing, he hears Thresha working in an office, and he starts to go towards her. He pokes his head in the doorway just to see what she's doing, and she's organizing some files in her hands as she's pacing, and his eyes scan down her body, looking her as if she's prey. End of memory.
Question.
Yes.
Any identifying marks on the individual, and what gender are they?
They were a male. Identifying marks, I guess freckles. I don't know.
Okay.
They had brown hair. As far as like any sigils or anything goes, there's nothing on them like that. They did have soldier-like clothing, so it's very obvious that they were captured on a battlefield. Yeah, that's about it though.
Would the coloring of the uniform or the armor, what have you, be familiar to anything from past records or previously seen that Aaron would recognize?
Remind me what records you have read.
He went through Thanatos' records fairly thoroughly, even though it wasn't anything he was looking for. Anything in there, if there were descriptions, or even better, any like drawn up images of either coloration or just, each uniform has its own unique kind of aesthetic.
No,
Anything like that he
not
would
be,
recognize.
In that
Okay.
case, if it was that. Yes.
Would Luigi recognize the uniform from when he was watching Themis's memories alone, when he first saw the memory of how his wings got burnt as the enemies?
Yeah, it was
Alright.
the enemies.
Good
Oh,
to
yeah.
know.
Wow.
Well, I can guess why that one's being interrogated.
Mm.
Familiar to you?
Yep. Now I'm gonna have to talk to Themis later on that being shown. His wings, I'm sure you saw it in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. They were burnt.
I looked through his memories on my own when I first got the copy. He was in a battle. Someone hit him in the back with some flaming arrows that tore up his wings to an extent he couldn't even heal. Neither could Thresher with her restoration, for that matter.
That was the time that Thresher
he
looked
actually,
surprised.
surprised and, from what I could see, guilty. When she gave him that book that I'm guessing is what he uses now for his wings. Oh, while that was a thing of him torturing somebody, I don't think that's bad enough for it to be locked away. Especially
Might be a
considering that was an
prelude.
enemy.
Might be a prelude to what happens later. The way he was looking at her at the end there was...
Like a slab of meat,
yeah.
to say the least.
All right. Time for the second one.
Same thing as the first. Most of them come off. It's down to the last two. The first one will need Ouija and that last one that also gets stuck is also gonna fucking make you fly back. So.
Ooh.
Clock ticking noises. Got it. Repeating.
Yeah.
I have an actual clock ticking.
Oh yeah, isn't that fun? It's very faint though.
Yeah, no, it's I can barely hear it over you guys talking.
You. Yep. That's gonna keep happening. I'm gonna have to ready myself. Anyway,
no, I mean the force of you pulling it is gonna send you flying back. Like again, how you're pulling something out, and then the force from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Thumbnail the second one.
Thumbnail the second one is Hey.
Oh, it's worse.
Okay. Yeah, he has Thresha pinned against the wall, one hand on her neck, one hand on her wrist, next to her head.
Oh. Well, we all know where that leads.
Well, we got to that sooner than I expected when we first arrived here, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised given our last memory.
Alrighty, let's see what kind of... play the second one.
Alright, the memory starts off with him going into the office, but it's a very quick, brisk walk as he approaches Thresha. He grabs her and puts her against the wall, kind of just slamming her against it. He says, the interrogation didn't go well, and now I'm stressed. And you can't see it, but you can tell by Thresha's reactions that his hands are wandering places that they shouldn't. And she is struggling. She is trying to get out. She attempts to use one of her powers. It feels like what's the one? 1 second. It's the one that like tries to take hold of the mind and make people calm. I'm blanking on which one it is as I'm trying to get to my notes.
Is that peace or fulfillment?
I think that should be fulfillment, right?
Yes, I believe it is fulfillment. Trying to change his goal to not do this.
Yeah, that's fulfillment. If it's trying to change the goal, it's fulfillment. If it's just trying to like ease his mind or calm him down, it's peace. So
gotcha. So it would be fulfillment that she's trying to use. It does not work as he growls and he puts a hand around her neck. There are now tears in her eyes. He says, "Don't even try it." He how do I word this? He does like a snake strike to her neck, and you can see a bite mark is there. And he releases her. She grabs her neck and like wobbles before she falls to the floor. Her eyes are darting around, but it is very clear that her body cannot move, and she has become paralyzed. He goes to get over her, and before he can actually begin doing anything, you hear the door open and a voice. Themis looks up, and it is a spirit. Just I guess maid, butler. It is very clear that they are just staff or just someone that's helping. They look shocked at what they're seeing and said that they just came to report on the garden. It says that there's an issue, but they can come back later. Themis sighs and gets up, looking at Thresha, saying that he'll be back. He starts to walk out and he stops. He looks at the spirit and says, "And let this be a lesson to not interrupt me." He grabs their cheeks, and you will see where he's grabbed, like the nails of where he's grabbed, begin to disintegrate their quote-unquote skin. Their eyes will bulge out, and they'll get bigger until they completely pop out, and are hanging loosely from their head.
Oh.
Their skin begins to melt, and despite them just being a spirit, you do see their bones, and you do see them turning into just plasma and goop until they completely dissolve and fade away. Bless you, Luca. Themis looks back at Thresha, scoffs, and walks away. Any spirits that he encounters in the hallway avoid his eyes or don't say anything. End of memory.
God, made. Oh, yikes.
So from that,
so many of the spirits that were in the castle were following her and were not pleased with his arrival.
Well, that shows us, at least for a good amount of time, that he was always stronger than her.
For a while.
Up until he had to get rid of his affinities and split them up.
Mm-hmm.
True. We'll say we can't rule out the possibility that he just was stronger because he was actually living in the domains of his affinities the majority of the time.
Could have been that and just...
For her, she stayed inside the castle. But as far as I've seen from his memories, he was out fighting wars and doing things that you would expect, I guess. As much as you wouldn't like them.
Do either of you two need a break, or...?
No,
I'm
but
fine.
I'm thinking about the fact that his entire demeanor changed when his affinity switched. What that shows to me is that as long as those have been there, he's basically been a puppet to them. Unfortunate, that.
Alright. Isaiah? Nope. I'm good. Alright, third memory.
Round 3.
Yep, third memory. Ba-da-ba-da. And
Alright, the thumbnail for this one is Thresher and Themis with their swords locked. They seem to be in a courtyard of sorts. Or not a courtyard. The training ground thing that's in castles.
The arena kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's not a like full-fledged arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
It would still just be a training yard with a
Yeah.
Yard, thank you.
well,
Training yard.
alright, training you. Oh, a little bit of a spy scene.
possibly.
Alrighty, let's see what happens. They.
I should ask
Oh.
before we continue, what exactly are we looking for?
Maybe an answer to one of the lines of the cipher.
Yeah, what he needs to steel himself against, which these memories are a possibility, or I don't know. At the very least, we can keep getting information on her abilities if things go south and we end up still having to fight.
That's what I was looking at.
Alright, now he'll.
With that being said, in the stealing part, if it is him having to steal himself and potentially get the affinities back, it could be, like you said before, him having to face his past and ready himself for what he'll become. Or risk becoming.
We'll have to fight.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. If he gets his affinities back, he's going to have to fight off all of this again. It's either that or we try and get her to fucking actually get some champions, like she originally said she was going to.
Well, we already have one candidate.
That we do.
Champions would need somebody to babysit them and monitor them, even after they've been deemed adequate given the affinity settled into their tasks. They would still all need a monitor.
Well, I don't want to put all of that on Dahlia, but until we find someone to do that, she would be the best choice considering it's her sister affinities, I guess, one way to put it. Or connected ones.
It's just food for thought in case it does come to that.
We'll have to worry about who else gets the affinities later. We already have Isaiah for a possibility. We might have to find others to at the very least be a temporary demigod to house them until we find actual prospects.
Candidate. Isaiah could technically do not at the same time, but two, famine and life. Or famine and a subsect of life.
He did hold war and disease once, but that was when we first fought the creature, but I took that back in quickly.
I didn't know about disease. I remembered war. I remembered that. And then I remember he got famine's blessing before we fought Thanatos.
Yeah, but the blessing was just a segment.
It still showed that the affinity itself didn't reject him or he didn't reject it, so it shows compatibility there.
Your theory, Luigi, before we begin.
No, I was going to say if we end up needing another candidate for another one, life already goes to Dahlia, some other one goes to Isaiah. At the very least, I can talk to Lenny on holding it temporarily, see if he's willing. if
Mm.
she's able to. I'm just trying to think of more people that we can have to do this should it end up coming to it, because I don't want the plan to fail because we're ill prepared on having things to house the affinities if that ends up being what we have to do.
Mm.
Maybe talk to your creepy doctor about putting them somewhere in an artificial housing if we have to.
I hate that I'm even bringing this up because she hated it. But Yaku still has Iris's divinity.
Right. I know that he still kept it.
Yeah, he's been nurturing it as its own individual, not as her, but as you would any child or creature of whatever you want to call cub, child, whatever. It's been given its own life if it wants it, but he does still have that. I'd rather not.
For another one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but if we end up having to, that is another possibility for one of the affinities.
Would have to examine it and see. Yeah, would have to examine it and see what affinities its divinity is tied to. I would assume most likely one of hers, but
Or maybe that faint
I can
celestial trace that we found some time ago?
could have been that. I'll have to see if Yaku ever got anything from it or looked at it in depth. Knowing him, he probably did, but that's for later. It was just another idea in terms of candidates.
Alright then. Alright. Let's see what's behind door number 3.
The memory starts with them locked in their swords. They seem to be at a standoff before Thresha sweeps Themis's legs from out and under him. He falls, and she goes to plunge her sword, and he parries it. And it's a lot of different sparring techniques. It's only because you're looking through Themis's eyes that you can even keep up. They're moving extremely fast. At the end of the session, or towards the end of the session, Themis slides underneath Thresha, getting a nice view of her skirt, and poses and gets in a defensive stance behind her. And she pauses, says that's enough, puts her sword away. Can you... Flux, hello, am I here? Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Hi. Did you hear everything, Zexel?
She put her sword away and say that's enough, I would assume.
Okay. Yep, that was the last thing you heard. You hear Themis go off and put his own sword away, and they start cleaning up. Themis is stealing glances over at Thresha. He comes up behind her and hugs her. And it seems innocent until his hands begin to wander. Sorry, I see Zexel in my mirror.
Yes,
Thresha
man,
push.
you know, Thresha is fine as fuck. We must pay attention. We must stay focused. We must stay focused.
I was just like, wait for it. There it is.
Thresha pushes him away and says, "Enough. I don't want to do this. I don't want to." She starts to walk away. Themis grabs her wrist, and as he turns her around, Thresha's like fingers extend into claws, and she slashes his face. One of his eyes are now closed, And he grips his face in agony and glares at her. He walks over to her and grabs her again. She attempts to attack, this time using her peace affinity to try and calm him down. It doesn't work, as he slams her down to the ground, gripping her arm and her hand. Oh boy. I'm sorry, give me a second.
You're good.
Okay. He grips her wrist, the one that had slashed him, and says, looks like this cat needs to be declawed or something along those lines. And he pulls, and you can hear her begin to scream as he pulls her hand completely off.
Oh.
And throws it to the side. It is at this point that Thresha has had enough. You begin to see her eyes glow and her wings come out in 4 sets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wings in total. And she flaps them and pushes Themis away. And she summons the swords back and plunges them into his legs. Keeps him there. You can hear Themis scream, and he closes his eyes from the pain. And when he opens them again, Thresha is gone, leaving him stuck with 2 swords impaled in his legs, stuck to the ground. End of memory.
Well, now I'm starting to see why she wants him dead.
Yep. Like I've said before, I've never faulted her for hating Themis. Hell, Themis hates Themis. I've always just had a problem with her pulling other people into their premarital
affairs.
Yes, that.
Schoolyard fights should remain in the schoolyard and not involve the audience.
Marital disputes should stay between the married couple and not involve every person walking down the fucking street. Even if they are divorced.
So the funny ha-has, Isaiah's just gonna think to himself, good thing I'm not looking like that with Bree.
Bree would atomize him
Yeah.
immediately.
Reduced to atoms.
Smooth off, you say?
Alright, 4th. Boop, yank.
Wind pushing behind.
Oh, you're getting better at that.
Yeah, well, fucking hasty, but
Any progress is good progress anyway.
The 4th thumbnail shows Themis on the ground looking up at Thresha, who has a broken glass bottle with blood on it. Looking very angry.
what color is the blood?
Green.
By the looks of this, he should be in the disease. Disease should have taken over.
Most likely. Looks like she was one step off or past playing grit ball with him at this point, to be honest.
Okay, let us dive into door number 4.
When you press play on the memory, it begins with them in the kitchen. Thresha Russia is cooking and Themis is just watching, obviously with his eyes wandering down her form. He approaches her, but this time he does not hug her or anything. He begins to speak, and he says that his eye is doing better, no thanks to her. She just says, in response. And he says, so you do know that you owe me now, right? She says, what do you mean? She's just continuing to cook, not paying him any mind. That's when he gets behind her and his hands begin to roam, saying, you know what I mean, under his breath. He says that because of her, he was stuck in that arena field for 5 hours, unable to move those swords. It was only because her little what's the word? Lady in waiting got him free that he was able to entertain the thought of beginning to heal. So she owes him. Thresha looks back at him, holding a wooden spoon against his chest, saying, I don't owe you shit. Someone can't keep them hands to themselves. She goes back to cooking. Themis gets angry and grabs her, spins her around. Before he can say anything, he hears a hey in the doorway, and he looks over. And there's another spirit, again, very akin to a butler or maid. And they say that the lady said, no, I feel the Lord should back off. And Themis approaches the spirit and says, you are not given permission to speak. She says, I'm speaking now. And Themis is silent. There is a long pause of silence. Themis lays a hand on the spirit, and his hand is not like the disease affinity. It is brown with hints of silver. And he just flicks her. And you will see her form begin to crumple and fade. Thresha begins to freak out behind him, pushing him to the side and attempting to grab the spirit, but it's too late. The spirit has completely dissolved and there is nothing. Thresha holds her head as if in pain and looks at Themis with anger but confusion in her eyes as she asks, what'd you do? What have you done? Themis responds with just taking out the trash. Thresha grabs a bottle that was just on the shelf, something really in it, and just bashes it over Themis's head. Themis yelps out in pain and crumples to the floor. He feels his head and looks at it. You can see this dark brown blood start turning green in his hands as he gets angry, looks up at her. The same blood that is now on the bottle. She glares at him and begins to repeatedly stab him in the chest, in the stomach, yelling out in anger and agony but confused. Themis attempts to grab her arm, but it does not work. After about 10 minutes of this, she stops, throws the bottle to the side, kicks him in the face, and leaves. Themis feels his chest and his stomach, feeling the blood pooling underneath him, and just glares at the way that Thresha went. He gets up, and he begins to make his way back towards where Thresha disappeared. End of memory.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
Which one would that be? Famine? Or
Yeah, most
That's
likely
what I'm
had.
thinking.
That brown must be famine.
The only two that I can think of that have that coloration are famine and death, but I'm leaning more towards famine.
most likely?
The fact that he did something to the spirit and it seemed to have caused her pain or she felt it is intriguing.
So, was there any color on his arm when he flicked the maid?
Describe what you mean.
Like, if he was wearing like his normal jacket and it changed color, like, was it showing like
It would have been brown with hints of silver.
brown with hints of silver?
Yep.
So, like, what model he's based off of? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Luigi is going to ask Julius to rewind the video to when the spirit got taken out. And he is going to watch from there up to when Thresha falls to the floor, and he's going to be flickering through all of his sights. But this time, and I will have to do a roll, he is going to be maxing them all out, basically.
Okay. I will say
Like
Thresha
the
does
way
not.
the
Oh,
speed
go ahead.
that he's flickering them through, I have to roll and see if he fucks up occasionally and has all three on at the same time. But he's going to still be
RGB
staring
eyes.
intently. It's just going to be the goal. I'm just going to keep that on. His true sight
Yeah, I
is going to
know.
be active constantly. But yeah, RGB eyes.
Headcanon, the other two characters are seeing your eyes go gay. It's fine.
Ian, while that's happening, roll me a personal d20 real quick.
Alright, give me 1 second. I still have some notes for Oku. I will
gotcha.
say, and for anyone that may have thought, Thresha does not fall to the ground at any point. She,
Okay.
wobbles, when she, holds her head, she, wobbles a bit, but she is still standing. She does not fall to the ground in pain or anything. She simply grips her head and, wobbles a bit. Like she got lightheaded, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Let me roll you a personal d20. 1 second. 1 second. Come here, Google.
Please be low.
You got a nat 1.
Okay, he's not doing it. Ooh.
Damn, Google does not like you today, but it also
I'll
does
take
like
it.
you today.
I'll take that nat one.
Hi,
for
Luca,
once.
babies.
Love-hate
Okay.
relationship with the dice.
Okay, so you are circling through all your sites on this memory, or this section,
Yep.
correct? Alright, which one do you
and
want to
he
do
is staring
first?
intently. We'll do the usual. Start with magic, go to soul, then the truth.
Alright, magic. Luckily there's only one fucking affinity you gotta see, so you got a 4, so you do see that it is indeed the famine magic, the famine affinity, but that's all you see throughout this whole thing. Even when Thresha is in you and you know you should be seeing something, you don't see anything.
Okay.
Okay, Next is soul. As the spirit is disintegrating, you see that the soul is also disintegrating and dissolving, and there is nothing left at all by the time it's done. You will see Thresha's soul. It looks, at this point, it would be the almost too perfect soul. Like, it's pristine.
Would he have seen any connections or tethers between the spirit and Thresha? Anything to allude to
No.
that being the cause of her? Okay.
No connections. There is not a connection to her and Themis either. There is no bond of any sort. Just in case you asked about that. So, and then True Sight is last. The spirit looks how the spirit looks. There's nothing going on with that. However, once as it's dissolving, that is also dissolving, and by the time it is done, there is nothing left, even with True Sight. They're just completely gone, like they were never there to begin with. With Thresha, you see what you've always seen: the multiple sets of wings, the how I described her before. And when the spirit is completely gone, you see her scrunch her face like she's trying to recall something and can't, before she glares at Themis, and her true form and the form that is on the screen are one and the same at that point. When she goes to glare at them, they are one and the same. So there are no changes in expression or anything from that moment forward. Yeah. Any other questions?
Nope.
No.
Okay. RP card.
Does famine have the ability to erase things? Like from...
I believe famine and death are the only two that I can recall off the top of my head that have ever erased anything, if you're talking about an expungement.
When I was looking at Thresha when the ghost disappeared, she looked confused, almost as if there was something that she forgot. Well, like she was trying to recall something.
If my theory is right, and I'm avoiding looking at this with the sight that I was thinking, because it's uncomfortable for one, and two, I don't want to be distracted. If what we just witnessed was an expungement, if not maybe the first expungement, it makes sense. An expungement is the erasure of one's existence in its entirety. That would include memories of people.
I would assume that would be an expungement.
If that's famine like we think it is, I would bet money on it.
I saw the true form of the spirit disappear completely along with its, well, actual spiritual form. There was nothing there left, even for True Sight to pick up.
Expunged. Then most likely that confusion or that struggle to remember was tied to the expungement.
But somehow she still remembered enough to know that he just probably offed somebody.
Witnessing it in person wouldn't get removed. It would just be the memory and the connection, social, emotional, soul, whatever, tied to it. If you recall, Bree being confused and the lack of memory tied to Isaiah. That was a luckier case of something still remaining, because of how strong it was. There were still lingering pieces on both sides, but a complete expungement would leave nothing.
Well, I guess you're likely right. This may have been the first expungement ever recorded. And we just got to watch it in first person. Aren't we lucky?
Whether it was the first or not, that bit doesn't matter. What's interesting is the fact that I can't say that her reaction is surprising, but at that point there was more than just Thresha that was getting fed up with him.
Yeah, like I said, I think I'm starting to understand why there were so many spirits standing with her when she was in that throne room. If I had to guess, when they split, the spirits likely also split sides, if most, if not all, went directly to her. If this is what was happening. But then again, we can't be sure because there are quite a few other memories that come after this.
All right. 2 remaining. Ba-da-ba-da, yank.
Yank. Anyway. The thumbnail for... Shut the fuck up.
Julius said
The
being
thumbnail-
Scorpion.
I got the fucking mental image in my head now.
Oh, that's funny.
He just makes a glowing red chain out of Worf and he just shoots it at the lock. Get over here!
Anyway,
Cannon. That's how he's getting the deadlocks off now.
Getting glass panels on the door, just something goes flying. Well,
I'll
we have
fix.
to explain that to the wife later.
I'll fix that.
I started having a little too much fun.
Oh my God.
Anyway, fifth thumbnail.
No, we'll say that later. Thumbnail.
What I usually have to
Oh my
therapize
God.
is like Shannon with her 8 kids. I don't give a damn. At least this is interesting. Okay, my bad.
Fucking. God damn, his bullshit done fucked me up. What number is this?
5. Number 5.
Okay.
No, wait, hang on.
Is it 4 or
It's fine.
5?
We had 2 more left.
It's
We had
5.
two left,
Okay.
so
This one's number 5.
It's a fucking wolf.
Well, I thought
Neither
there
of
were
us
only
can
5.
count.
I thought there were only 5 with 5 deadlocks per memory. My bad.
It's okay. Neither of us can
Bro,
count.
I'm
It's
the one
fine.
with this calcula. How the fuck?
All right, let's.
So the thumbnail on this one is Themis and Thresha sitting at a table and eating.
A very wholesome
This
thumbnail.
can go bad.
Don't say that. Given what we've already
I say
seen.
it sarcastically.
A very wholesome
This isn't gonna
thumbnail.
be a case of them playing footsie under the table.
No.
I'm not saying shit because Nike has been fucking with me recently.
Alrighty, number 5. Let's just.
Alright. The memory begins, and Themis and Thresh are just eating. They're not really saying much, so just enjoying their meal. Thresha pauses on a bite and looks up at Themis, kind of squinting, and puts the fork down. And you can see her, body shift, and Themis kind of grimaces, or you can get the sensation of him grimacing in pain. And she stands up and goes to his side and kind of grips his hair and yanks him back and says, "Watch your feet," and then goes back and sits down.
Maybe I was
They
wrong.
They eat for a little bit more before Themis starts to speak. Any word on where that thing went? Thresha sighs and says no. Got away. It's been evading all our scouts. Themis sighs and stops eating, and he rubs his temple. He says that he says, "I warned you it would happen." And Thresha rolls her eyes, says, "I know, don't have to keep rubbing it in." Themis looks at her and says, "Well, if it hadn't been for you, then we could have avoided it." Thresha glares at him, and he is suddenly suspended in the air above the table, with her hand just idly just in the air, kind of like she has her elbow propped up on the table. And she's eating with one hand. He begins to apologize profusely. Thresha rolls her eyes and just moves her hand, and he plummets and falls. Not like she slammed him down, more like she released him. And she says to eat. He looks at her and looks at the table, says, "I think I lost my appetite," and walks away. This time, as he walks away into the castle, the various spirits that are around glare at him or give him mean looks. Some kind of look at him with pity, but there is not many. And he just goes to his room. End of memory.
So it's safe to say this is after the other four split.
And after the creature was created,
Yeah.
and when the table started turning.
Oh, that creature was created well after the table started turning. Well, at least now I know where this endless cycle started. Bunch of help that does us.
Alright, the sixth and last but not least, number 6. But up, yank.
Before we do that, I
Oh.
want to ask real quick to Kai.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm remembering right, was the thing of his wings getting burned before or after he got rid of disease? Because I thought part
before.
of that was he. Okay. So that's the part that I misread. Gotcha.
Yep.
Just making sure.
All good.
But scorpion yank.
The thumbnail for this one is Themis like cupping Thresh's cheek, and his hand and his gloves are black with green trimming, I guess. How do I describe this?
Black with green accents.
Thank you. Black with green accents. Thank you. Appreciate it. That.
Disease is in control.
She looks nervous but accepting, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And boy, disease is in the driver's seat. This can't go well. Hey.
It begins with Themis just idly rubbing her cheek, tucking her hair between her, behind her ears. She's grimacing at his touch, but she's not pulling away. He's saying things to coerce her, saying things like, "You owe me," "Come on," "I'm lonely," things like that. It's very obvious what he's wanting from her. Julius. I saw that!
I know.
Fuck you. Anyways. Finally, she sighs and says that she's not ready and tries to push him away, but he grabs her and grabs her throat, pushing her against the wall more, saying, "And when will you be? I've been waiting for so long. And your little friends aren't going to help you." He looks over at the doorway where a spirit was walking by, and it looks at him and very quickly scuttles away. He looks back at Thresha. Thresha looks scared, and she once again tries to use her peace affinity, but this time peace coupled with fulfillment. And it almost works. He almost seems to back off a bit, but he quickly shakes it off and just sorry, Luca's being weird. Okay, weird dog. Anyways, he quickly shakes it off and slams her onto the ground, growling down at her as his snake tail comes forward and coils around her. You can hear and see the rattle begin to shake. And he once again starts saying things like, "I've been waiting, come on, you owe me." She sighs and just gives a gentle nod, but says that she doesn't want to do everything. Themis contemplates and sighs and says, "It'll have to do." He goes to her, and end of memory. I think you know what happens from there.
I'll check a well, but unintentionally.
But
Brother,
not all the
never
way.
heard of a fucking brothel.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not.
You two are the creators of shit. Go to a goddamn brothel.
This might be one of the few times I condone pulling a Zeus. Just go and hook up with a woman.
Out of character, is anyone using any sites?
Now that I haven't stopped flicking through his sites since the thing.
Understood. 1 second while I roll for you.
The only site that would be active, and it's for the beginnings of the memories, and that's if it applies, would be the site tied to the clock ticking stuff, the death affinity site. But that's up to you whether that's active or not, because Aaron's channeling the affinity so frequently to do the lock thing.
At this point, with the last memory and how often you had to use it, I would say yes, it is activated right now. So, above Thresh's head, you begrudgingly will see just question marks, and you hear that clocking, ticking. It is a bit louder now because of how often you have had to use it. I would say it's about the same volume, or just a bit quieter than our voices here in VR chat.
Gotcha.
By this point. And when you look at that spirit, for a brief moment, when they're looking at Themis, their clock that said 0 was just like, flatlined because they're already dead, would have begin going into the negatives as they're looking at them as before they scuttle away and it turns back to normal.
Gotcha.
Other than that, nothing else for you.
Gotcha.
For you, Ouija, same order.
Yeah, same order.
Okay. 14 for magic sight. When you see the disease affinity is very rampant on him, obviously. And when you look at Thresha, when she uses her peace and fulfillment at the same time, they are almost the same level, same power level as Themis's disease affinity. So if his is like 100% power level, and before she was at like 60%, she is bumped up to like 98% power level, using both at the same time to match him. These are just examples. That is not concrete. It is just for me to give you examples. Just letting you know. So don't use those numbers as fact. With a 20 for soul, she has at this point still that too perfect of a soul. When you see the spirit, their soul is fractured, I suppose, is the best way to describe it. Like, it's whole, it's all there, but there's some cracks there.
Gotcha.
And since it's a nat 20, you would be able to tell that the injury is a couple weeks old. With a 3, you see nothing. Oh my god, Luca, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you whining at me? What?
He wants attention.
He does. Oh my god, you attention whore.
When they are back from dealing with
Yeah, I'm gonna let him out. See if he needs to go outside real quick. Yeah.
Aaron is on the couch.
Oh no!
What the fuck?
I don't know. Wakai's dealing with Luca. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go do the same real quick.
Alright.
Might as well.
Yep, gotta go use it. Go now. Luca's stalling for time. Well, chat, and those who are watching the VOD, either on Twitch or on YouTube. Oh boy. I know people on YouTube don't have a very short attention span, and I'm not a fucking anime girl with big titties. But things are very interesting, very dark. So best to assume right now it has to do with them as facing his past. with all 4 affinities.
I was correct. He did have to go outside. Yeah. But I am back. Oh, never mind. Everybody's fucking dead.
Except me. They went to go use the
Oh.
bathroom.
That's fair.
I'm just gonna sit here and munch on pretzel sticks.
Lucky. I'm hungry.
Oh, sorry,
I don't know what to eat.
sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned.
It's okay. You didn't know. Pepper. Mm. There we go.
Welcome back.
I've been back. Where you been?
I went to the bathroom. Like, woof.
That's fair. Have a good day. I'm so hungry.
I don't get food to snack on.
There's no food to snack on. I guess I got Cheetos.
That's still a snack.
Get my Cheetos. Yeah, just not food. I wish I could make food. The reason why that I can't make food is because our fridge no works, so it's hard to save the.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. That took a little longer than I expected.
You came back and fucking lagged me. How dare you?
Oh damn, I'll just leave again. No! Y'all don't need Aaron for this, it's fine.
Oh!
Get your ass back.
you.
Alright.
You moan. Never mind, I'm not saying
Alright, I
that.
can't
Anyways,
do that. I
oh.
can't fucking do that now. God damn it.
Don't look at me like
Oh,
that,
well.
Zixel.
That's fine. There we go. Alright, I'm good.
Alrighty.
Okay. Where were we? Before I had to leave.
You're telling Oko about the
I-
sites. I think you're on True Site.
I just finished up True Sight. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I just finished
Yeah,
up
True
True Sight and
Sight.
said, yeah, you
Oh.
didn't see anything.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Look, I was gonna ask something before I got up. Alright. Looking at Artemis, since you can tell that his mana is rampant, can he see discrepancies on how Artemis's mana flows through his body versus how Thresh's and her affinity is interacting with hers?
No. They seem to be flowing the same.
Okay, but I mostly mean on the rampant part because I was confused. Like, can he see big fluctuations in Themis's body? Is the affinity filling him in a way that her affinities aren't, you know, filling in the rest of her? Anything like that? Because so far
Right
it
now-
seems that when her affinities are off, they're off. But Themis's are almost constantly active. If it's not one, it's the other type of shit.
I see what you mean. From what you can tell, no. They seem to be the same. The only difference is with Thresha, it's you can see it when she has them activated. I don't hope that makes sense.
You can see when she activates them versus Themis
Yeah.
with his looking like it's always on. I
Correct.
guess.
But as far as the flow goes, from what you can tell, they're flowing the same. What I mean by running rampant is I mean that his mana is kind of permeating in the room. You can tell that his mana's like in the room around them. So that's what I mean by running rampant.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, look, a card.
Anybody say
Please tell
anything?
me if one of you two got something out of this. Other
Out
than
of
the
this
fact that
one?
they
No.
apparently had a thing of beating the shit out of each other on a regular basis.
Well, we saw her use mainly peace and fulfillment multiple times over to try and counter him to little to no avail, but we at least got to experience what they feel like and the signs when they go to activate. So there's that.
And you being correct about Themis just being stronger than her when he had all of his. It took, from what I could see, her using 2 affinities to come close to even matching just him and disease.
Now that being said, if it does come to a fight with her, regardless of her state, that doesn't mean that we stand any better of a chance. That doesn't mean get cocky.
Nope.
That's annoying as fuck.
You good?
Clocks.
Let's see. This is...
Well, we know she knows how to wield a sword.
Yeah.
And we saw her fight with it also, even if it was fast as shit.
Luckily, we're looking through Themis's eyes. With any luck, we might be able to figure out her fighting style at the very least.
That's what I was getting at. If nothing else, it gives us a starting point because it shows that they were even, or damn near even at least, when it came to them sparring with swords. So if nothing else, we could go to Themis's fights, spars, what have you, and watch those.
Mm-hmm.
And sparring Themis himself when he's up to it would probably help.
It wouldn't be bad, but it wouldn't be the same as back then.
Well, here's something. We have Isaiah's machine for virtual training and all of that. We can see if we can recalibrate it to use the memory of Thresher and Themis's fights to give us something to train against.
Very, very true. I wonder. That would be a bitch to do, though.
What are you thinking?
If we can have the machine recreate Thresher's spars with Themis and put us into it, try putting the drone in it. The Godbreaker drone. Or, hell, even Mira herself, if nothing else.
Mm.
And have them fight her and learn from her directly.
The machine is nothing but data. They'd actually be, I don't want to say more suited, but they'd be able to analyze it faster and adapt quicker. Since it's data going to a machine rather than data going to us. We'd be able to physically experience it and learn, but they would actually be able to understand it and break it down.
In my personal opinion, we should do both. They are going to be needed quite heavily, especially with the fact that Aqua seems to have an army on his side. And, well, they have him over there. So them being able to fight her is one thing less that we have to deal with. However, say that we do manage to deal with Aqua, if we're not prepared for how she fights or her abilities, all it takes is her getting to us when we're exhausted for her to find a gap in our own defense and cause some havoc that might throw our entire plans off. We should still train there just to be prepared, even if it's not often.
No, I fully agree. On the plus side, if Mira or the Godbreaker drone, or both of them, go into the simulation, start learning from it, they'd be able to match her patterns, which would mean multiple of us could be sparring and learning at the same time rather than us going in one at a time.
True.
I can make that happen.
Get on it then. Be a good starting point.
At first, I would need my physical body to do so. Don't worry.
You have Mira at the house with you. And you know where the Godbreaker drone's located. So, you'd have to bring Mira there, bring Mira here in person anyways.
Yeah, but I still need my physical body to call her here. I can't do so while I'm in this sphere.
True.
It's fine. You'll be able to do that once you head home.
Yeah, but alright. Yeah, I'll send... Oh... Julius, can you do anything about the memories and Thrusher's fight patterns? Yes, I can.
I mean, we now have the whole host of Themis's memories here.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Pretty
about
sure
to
we could
say.
probably go through and collect all their sparring data.
Mm-hmm.
See how it evolved, see how they change potentially.
I will get all the sparring memories down and go to the warehouse where the machine is located. Then you download that to Mira and then send it to the Godbreaker. Yeah, I can do that. Alright, so what's the plan for the Wakarium on Tuesday?
Well, before we get to that, my next question is going to circle back to the first question I had when we started this. Did we get what we were looking for?
Well, we were looking for anything useful for one. We did find something of use. But as far as what Themis may need to steel himself against, some of these memories are terrible, especially the ones where he begins to get a bit frisky. But other ones, like her dangling him above the table, and the torture of the person that was a part of the army that destroyed his wings, while gruesome, are not lock-worthy, in my opinion, which makes me wonder if we're missing something. Especially since we thought of at one point finding whatever fire was used to burn him and using it against Thresher in the first place.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, at first I thought maybe somewhere in here might have held the secret to that. Maybe he found out and when he was weakened, Thresher locked him away. I do also remember Thresher trying to use her powers on him when he first got injured in a few different ways, and he didn't remember some things. I wonder if she may have used her powers when he was unconscious, and was surprised that it actually did what he was supposed to do, considering how many times he shook her off during these.
Are there any remnants of her traces on these memories or the locks that hold them? Anything to hint at them potentially being tampered with?
Ouija already has his sights flickering still a bit. He was about to switch back, but now he's turning it back up to full and gonna start scanning over them.
Okay, what are you looking for specifically again?
Traces of Thrusher's magic
Traces of... Yeah.
Sorry.
Traces of Thrusher's magic. Oh, you're good.
You would see them on the memory where she slammed him. You would see them on the memory of any time she and you would also see it on the memory of the torture.
Ouija is going to... Hold on. No, it's easier for me to just pull this up. Ouija is going to ask Julius
Jesus
to
Christ.
turn back the...
Oh.
That scared the fuck out of me. You're good. I'm tabbed out looking at DoorDash and all I hear is Ouija's gonna.
That's crazy. My bad. I didn't know it was that loud. Probably increased my voice. Anyway.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
We're just gonna ask Julius to go in pull up those memories and he's going to be looking at them completely. All his sights are activated at the one time, and
Oh god.
he is going to be searching for anything that looks like tampering, I guess. Any flickers in the memories, anything wavering, something that looks off.
There is no tampering with anything but the torture one. The one where he had the person in the chair. For a split moment, when you are looking at this person in the chair, you will see their face was whole. Then for a moment, it flickers, and you can see very large gashes down their eye, down their chest, like they got attacked by a beast of some sort.
Ooh, mauled by a
And then
bear.
it goes back to normal.
That's a weird thing for her to decide to hide.
What?
The first one.
The torture one?
Yeah. The person that was in the chair was a lot more roughed up than we originally thought he was. Gashes down his face. Just fucked up in general, being honest. Which I already had an inkling that he was a bit too put together for a torture, especially with war being out.
So you think she messed with the memory to hide whatever information may have been given?
Possibly. I didn't hear anything or get anything else other than the fact that he's definitely more fucked up. But if I had to guess, if she tampered with anything or messed with the memory some on that area, there's a possibility that the Mrs. torture worked and he got the information that he wanted. But I wasn't able to completely see through whatever the fuck she did.
Give me a moment. I'm thinking. Ah, goddamn it. With fucking affinity would do that. Would have the memory fuckery in it.
Hi, our glorious DM. When Luigi is able to see which one was tampered with and the stuff on it, or brushes manipulation, would he be able to see the traces of the affinity? Or at least be able to tell if it's one that he hasn't already seen from her before?
You would be able to tell that it is. Which one is it? No, not that one.
Illness?
One second. Let me pull up my notes. Google Taki.
It for sure ain't restoration, my guy. We know that much.
Yes, it is stillness.
Ooh. Stillness. Soul stillness on it.
Peace and war. We have life and death. death, restoration, famine, stillness, and disease? No. Maybe. Yes. It has to be disease. No. Restoration, disease. Famine and stillness? I'm trying to think of the counters.
Wouldn't the difference between famine be abundance? That's not one of the heavenly virtues.
That would fall under fulfillment,
I'm gonna say something, Kai.
if I recall correctly.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you needed a rundown of her powers again or no.
No, I've got the list of the affinities
Oh, okay.
in my head and pulled up, because you gave them to us and I jotted them down.
Okay.
We have, alright, life, restoration, stillness, peace, fulfillment. Life, death, obvious. Peace, war, obvious. Fulfillment is filling something up, so the counter to that would be famine, which drains, so it has to be stillness and disease. Because stillness keeps things as it. No. God damn it. Think. Fucking ticking. Life, death, restoration brings things back, disease decays, peace, war, fulfillment, famine. What the fuck goes with goddamn stillness? Time.
That was... I was just about to say, Aaron, with a 19, the ticking in your head seems to give off a light bulb. It is indeed time.
The only way that we'd be able to more cleanly, there is no such thing as clean when it comes to fucking memories, but the first counter that comes to mind to try and wipe that away and try and actually see through it would be time, which is fucking Themis, and I really don't want to fucking drag him into this to see all this shit again. I don't think he'd be able to. That being said, he did look into how to reverse engineer his affinities. You could use his notes if you have access to them at some point and try to wipe away the grime of her affinity.
The opposite of one of my affinities is time. I can attempt. I don't know if it worked the same way as it would for his universe, but I can still try.
Mm-hmm.
The most I've fucked around with time's divination.
That's up to you whether you want to fuck with that right now or if you want to wait and try to read over his notes.
I'll go get his notes when I leave here. And if I'm being honest, I'm going to take using all my sights at once. As my eyes feeling like they detonated.
Yeah, you've been pushing yourself. I can see it and hear it. The memories aren't going anywhere. Julius is going to have them. We can revisit them later if need be. You guys can revisit them. Billy Bob Joe down the street can revisit them. For now... Our first guess is, for what Themis has to brace himself for, is what we just witnessed. The worst of what he was, and what he risks becoming again if he does have to take his affinities back. If/when. Depending on how you want to look at it. That would be my first and most predominant guess.
if we end up needing to actually do that, first thing we should probably do, assuming I'm not able to script away what she's done, is going to have him look at the first memory. I don't know if we should drop all of these on him at once or do it in batches. 2, 2, 2, or 3 and 3, since there's 6 of them.
I would say 2-2, but first, before we even think about getting him to look at the memories just in general, see if he can do away with the grime if you can't with the notes that he's left. If he thinks he's ready, that is up to him to look at the memories. At some point he's gonna have to face them regardless, I feel like. But I'm not about to shove them in his face when he's already distracted. He's going to need to be present. And I know he's busy.
I feel the same.
Flux.
He has turned on text-to-speech. I need to come and get something from you. If you're available, let me know. Call instead of text. Please. Send.
Funny, haha, because of your voice being wonky. I'm gonna say that the text says, I need to cone and speak to you. Please. Well, you said call instead of text.
Yeah.
Call instead of X. And Artemis is gonna respond. What the okay? Meme.
Well, you can see that much. Pulls out a pair of sunglasses and puts it on his face. I don't have it on his habit.
Have him wrap up whatever work he's been doing recently. That way he's not distracted. We can try to focus on this.
Well, since we got the curse translated, that part of work has been done, so he hasn't really had anything to work on. He may have gone back to sparring with Palace, but I haven't asked.
Sparring can wait while it's needed. Skipping a few hours of sparring for this. Hell, if anything, he may want to spar again after seeing this. If he shows up, it would carry him tomorrow. If you don't see him tonight, then you can tell him. We can run the plan by him. If not, and you do run it by him before we carry him, cool.
Yeah.
Fable hasn't responded to me yet, so I don't know if he's going to be free tomorrow to go over what we have for the curse. I informed Yaku that we were done with the curse, and that we were going to try and brainstorm with Fable. I will see if he can accompany us tomorrow. I will not make any guarantees on his behalf because Wakarium might kill his form.
That is fair. Just
If nothing
get a
else,
hold
we
of
can-
Fable. We do. If we can't, well, shit.
Even if we can't get them in the same room to collab, we can still pick their brains, get notes compiled, run them by the other in their absence.
Call Yaku on your sending stone during. Let him hear what's going on. You can converse to him.
I could do that. I think Wakarium should allow me to have my sending stone active for him to listen in on the conversation.
Well, they allow cell phones, so I don't see why that wouldn't work, but if not, just Bring your cell phone and call him. If he asks,
Oh, from what I've heard, you just can't use your magic for malicious intent.
Yeah, and I don't think a sending stone being on constantly would technically count as scrying, so it should be fine. Either way, I'll try and have him listen in if he's free and I'm able to keep that connection open.
alright.
For now, I'm going to go back home and do something.
I will go and talk to Julius and get the book, and then I will be trying to rest. I will see you all on Tuesday.
Watch for the glass. Actually, you're wearing shoes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm wearing my boots. It's fine. So,
Good.
yep, door just opens inwards and I fucking ate shit because of it.
That's not on. Sorry, door.
Bye, Dahlia.
She's asleep, you know.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll take it.
Princess.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Actually,
Francine.
yeah.
Fucking Isaiah, turn me back now.
So how long is Aaron hearing the clocks and all that shit tied to the site?
That's a good
how long is
question.
the
1
site
second.
active?
That's a good
I mainly
question.
need
Let's
to-
see what the dice
I mainly
say.
just need to know if a scene happens tomorrow, or even, you know, come Tuesday, if he's going to look like this.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh, you got a 2. It's not gonna last long. It's not even gonna last to tomorrow.
Okay. Gotcha. So he might
Alright.
have trouble going to sleep, but at some point, by the time he goes to sleep, it's
Alright, chat. That's the end of the scene.
on, okay. So I can see that. There we go. He'd explain that he was using her affinity to